Okay, you be good. I'm gonna run to the store real quick. I'll be right back. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you tuning in. We're up a little early. I was up about 6 a.m. It's about 7:30 right now. It's Saturday. I wanted to sleep in today. This life had other plans. I was actually out of the office. I was out. I missed a video last week. I was out for work. It was a good week out. It wasn't a week off, but it was a good week out at conference, and I appreciate the opportunity to go to conference for my professional life. It's really, you're not the only individual dealing with challenges, and the challenges that you're dealing with are not unique to you. It's just sometimes nice to listen to others talk about how they kind of wade through some of that also. So it was a good week of conference, but so I was out and I missed posting a video last week. And when you come back home after you've been gone for a little while, you kind of just want to come home. You want to just rest, right? Just rest and relax. I got back in Thursday night. I did get up early and make it into the office on Friday morning. I had a busy day yesterday. Came home and I did relax a little bit last night, but I wanted to sleep in this morning. But we have, so I live in South Texas, and we have a little bit of a situation in the Gulf. It's not going to be big. It's not going to be, to my understanding, it's unless something just kind of catastrophically continues to evolve, it's not going to be huge. But there's a little something going on in the Gulf that early next week should impact us. I don't think it's not going to be a hurricane. I don't believe it's going to even be a tropical named storm, but I do think it's going to be a tropical depression. And sometimes those tropical depressions for the Rio Grande Valley in South Texas do a lot more damage. They're the low-lying, valleys here, and if we get rain and if we get a little bit of a storm that just kind of hovers and sits over us for a couple of days, or even just all day, like just a good rain all day, there will be flooding in the valley. Like that's just going to happen. But there might be a little bit higher normal than wind. Normal winds for us on any given day in the valley, storm or not, is around 20 miles an hour. We do get it. It's fairly breezy here, so I do need to prep for a little bit higher of winds and just some rain. I do live in an area where I'm right next to a police station as well as a school, and in other situations where it's rained pretty hard, I have not lost power. So I don't believe that I will. We did lose power once when there was just a legit transformer issue, but everywhere around us lost power. So I don't know, right? I haven't lived here long enough to know the patterns in this particular location. I think we're in a pretty good spot because we're right next to a school, right next to a police station. But I do want to be prepared in the event we do lose power. So we're gonna head to the store today, and we're gonna pick up a few supplies. Just make sure that we have everything that we need for pending weather. And I may not use it for this particular weather event, but it is supposed to be a pretty active season in the Gulf in terms of tropical activity. So I just want to make sure that I'm prepared. So I think a pretty good trip to Walmart. In terms of preparation, where was my focus? The oven is propane, and I have plenty of that, so I should be fine. If it's too hot in the RV for whatever reason, because of a power situation, I have the ability to cook outside, so that should be okay. I did get items that need to be refrigerated, yes. I have solar on my RV rig, and when we bought the RV, it wasn't plugged in, but you could open the refrigerator, and the refrigerator is hooked to the solar. So the refrigerator was keeping things cool from the solar alone. That should help for a while, and maybe until it doesn't. But kind of like when you're in the house and I didn't have solar, I do have a Yeti. I can make some items ahead of time if I need to. I have multiple ways to cook food, and I can store it in the Yeti. I did pick up a couple of canned goods, things like that, just to make sure that the pantry was stocked with just some very simple provisions. Those are just good things to have during hurricane season. When I lived in Houston before I moved back to the Midwest, and then we came back here, I would get those like Dinny Moore beef stews. I love those. It's not great summer food by any means, and hurricane season's obviously summer season, but I loved them. I had, go to Costco, get some of those, and if you didn't use them throughout the summer, then I just put them in my lunches, lunch cycles throughout the winter. Simple is the idea, and but at the same time too, you don't want to you want some comforts, right? If you're not in a great situation and you're able to have some comfort, some creature comforts, that's kind of a nice thing too. Good trip to the store though. When we get back to the house, we'll run through the power situation. Part of getting ready for inclement weather, just tidying up the RV a little bit and making a trash run right now. I put a couple of things in the refrigerator that I purchased at the store. Put a couple of those things in the freezer. Just wanted to make a little bit of extra room, so I pulled a couple of things out. Things I didn't need anymore, things I could probably just make a purge on the fridge, just so I can not have everything in there. If there's less items in there, it's working a little, it's just hopefully not working as hard. So I do have 400 watts of solar on the RV roof, and that works out pretty well. Like I said, I think that'll keep the fridge items cool enough, right? If all else fails, I do have a Yeti. I can get some ice and get some stuff in there. And the other thing I'm going to do, I think you saw me pick up some water at the store. I'm just going to do a few other, like while I'm tidying things, while I'm just kind of getting ready, I'm going to top off the water in the golf cart batteries. And it doesn't take much, right? It's going to take nowhere near the amount of water that I purchased in that gallon. But then I'll have some extra water. And I have a nice filter system, so I will refill like a 1.5 gallon thing that I keep in the fridge. And, just some random things, right? Again, is this storm, like what we're getting, going to be a big deal? No, probably not. But I just want to make sure that, one, I have everything that I need, and two, that kind of putting my mindset in the practice, getting into practice of what hurricane season whilst living RV life will mean. It's obviously going to be a lot different from when we were living in the house. And like I said, last year, we didn't have to worry about it. We didn't really have a storm situation, not even really a tropical depression that we really needed to worry about. So I just want to use this as practice to get myself ready. So you may have heard me mention earlier I was gone last week, and honestly, when I leave, I turn some things over just to tighten it up together on here, so that the wind has a less opportunity to just kind of just take this and put it down in my neighbor's area over there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to clean up this area. Part of any storm prep is getting everything charged, and that's going to include my golf cart here. So I dug my battery out. I'm going to get that charged up, and then I can get everything kind of just tucked back away after everything's charged. But part of what I'm going to do is just, one, clean this up, kind of tuck some of my waterproof stuff underneath a little bit further because I had used it the other day, and honestly just re-tidy this place and then kind of tuck everything back in. And then I do have a method for how I try to tighten everything up towards the RV. So obviously little Honda Navi here. We'll go in here in a minute. This is where the power is at, with the solar and the inverter and the generator. And if I stand here, like there's a way I kind of like tuck everything into the RV to try to help reduce some wind tunnel in through here. We'll get after that here and hopefully just make some small progress today. And honestly, again, just kind of getting some preparation done so that everything's done before it actually matters. So you heard me mention that I was going to top off on gas and get some extra gas for the generator and just have a little bit on hand. I have a couple of these items in here. We're going to go, when I top off on gas, and just fill these, and then I'll get them tucked away in here and then get it pushed underneath the RV. And it's pretty heavy, just in general, because there's other stuff in here, but it shouldn't topple over or anything. But I would prefer to have it in here as opposed to storing it in where the generator is at, just as an extra means of precaution and safety. But we're gonna make sure that we get that planned for today as well. Get it cleaned up, get it tidied up, and then just get everything ready just in case we have a little bit of extra wind. But obviously the furniture, super lightweight. I can just topple it back over. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and like clean the patio area off a little bit. Just sweep the outdoor rug here, because I would like to be able to enjoy it this evening and maybe a little bit tomorrow before inclement weather comes in. So it'll be easy enough to do. So if this were a hurricane or even a tropical storm, a named storm, I would probably, certainly for a hurricane, be sweeping the rug off to roll it up and put it in the garage underneath. I don't think I need to do that this time around, but what we can do here is just wipe everything off, tuck as much as we can underneath the RV, like where the gas is going to go. But honestly, this stuff is super easy to then just simply, as you saw, just turn everything over and kind of just tuck it in up next to the RV. And I can even roll the carpet up just a little bit and tuck it up under, and that should be fine for just a significant amount of rain. If it were a hurricane, the furniture obviously would stay out here and probably just like bungee tied together and just tuck it up as close to the RV as possible, if not a little bit under the RV. And then the outdoor carpet would go into the garage unit. But for now, it's at least swept, it's ready, and it's super easy, less than 3 minutes to turn everything over and roll some stuff up just for some inclement weather. So I do have a couple of sandbags here, and honestly the sandbags just hold the tripod in place. I need a new cover for the Navi. That thing flies off. The bungees just aren't quite as good as they used to be. But so that sandbag will probably stay on there so that this tarp thing doesn't fly throughout the neighborhood. But this will be fine. This is in here, and then obviously the tighter you have it wedged in here, it just helps provide some stabilization. Okay, so Predator, super quiet, 3500. I got the oil for this, and I'm gonna go and do the fill up of some of the gas. And I do have a battery operated liquid transfer pump if I need it. I am gonna grab this. This is just another one of these. So these three things here will get full. We'll fill those up with gas. They'll get filled up, and then we'll put it back underneath the storage of the RV. But in here is the smart solar charger panels and just kind of everything that I need for the solar. And I have 400 watts of solar on the top of the RV, so that will help. Again, I have a solar panel here that I have for a Jackery unit that I also have inside the house. So kind of topping off power and just making sure that you have everything where you can get to it, and you have all the supplies that you need in the event that you need them. I think that's probably one of the biggest components to getting ready for hurricane season. I've been curious about, I need to do some more reading on this sticker, about how can I plug in more external solar panels to the RV itself. I may need to get some additional battery capacity in order to do that. But if I'm storing the actual full cans of gas, I do have a little bit of room in here that I could do that. I don't know that I want to put more solar on the roof. And this is going to sound terrible, but mostly just because I don't know that I have the patience to run the cords, through the RV where you can't see them. If I want to do that, I'm going to pay somebody to do that. But if there were a way to just have some external solar panels that I could just store in here, a few extras, and plug in, would that be something I could work on? So I need to do some research on that. So it doesn't look too bad right now. It looks ready to be used tonight and tomorrow. That's always a good thing. This has never had gas in it, so I'll arrange it down there and figure something out for the drive back. But admittedly, this is the time where I miss my truck. Those had a gas in them previously, so it's fine that it's just down there tucked away. When they all have gas, I'll figure something out to get it stowed. Probably just tarp it up or tie it up with some cordage in the back. We're off to get gas though and top off on gas for the Jeep. So gas has been acquired. I ratcheted it up and put it in the back, so it should be secure for the drive home. So I think I ended up getting about 8 gallons worth of gas. I had a 5 gallon, approximately 2 gallon, and a small 1 gallon. The 1 gallon I'm actually going to put in the Navi because the Navi needs gas. So in preparation for potential weather, I will have then approximately 7 gallons of gas. And here's the thing, like, I don't anticipate needing it. So the other part of the plan is, like, in the house we had gas, and we just utilized the gas for the lawnmower and things like that, and we just always made sure that we had some on tap, and then just to like use it even throughout the course of the summer, because I don't want gas to go bad. I don't know how long it takes for gas to go bad. I don't know those things. So I would just kind of got into a routine where once a month I was, you know, as I was mowing, I used the gas that I had and then just refilled it, just so I had fresh gas in the event of an emergency. Probably gonna leave the window down. Even in the back I can smell the gas. Again, this is where I really miss my truck, but literally the gas station is just right down the road. But so do I feel bad about stocking up on gas? You never want to go overboard. No, I don't feel bad. I'm not bringing in one of those 55 gallon drums or multiple of those, filling up like what people do in the event of a hurricane. I'm keeping a little bit of gas on hand the way we would, say, if we had a house and had a lawnmower. Maybe a little bit more than that. But honestly, though, too, the other part of staying prepared during hurricane season is treat your halfway on your gas tank as empty. Always keep gas in your tank. Every single year, something forms in the Gulf. Without fail, people pull stuff off the shelves. The shelves are empty. Think COVID, but then every single time it just rains or threatens something in the Gulf, which I get, but you know, just all the more reason to just have some of those pantry staples, kind of like what I was talking about earlier. When I lived in Houston before, I would just get some of those microwavable things. You don't even need to microwave them in a pinch. If you're out of power, you don't have a microwave. You know, but just get some of those things and you have them throughout the summer, then just put them in your lunch throughout the course of the, you know, quote unquote winter here in South Texas. But I think that about wraps up this video. Just doing a couple of things, not a big deal in the Gulf right now, really wanting to utilize the potential, we're going to get good rain, so we know that. But at the end of it, it's aside from the rain, I really just wanted to use this time as practice for getting ready for the long hurricane season. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of practicality within RV life and preparing for potential weather. Until next time, let's be sure to live life outside of the work that we do.